All right, welcome back to Mildly Interesting. You want to know what else is mild? My cold. It's just been lingering for like a week now, but you can probably hear it in my voice. So, yeah, don't mind that. Let's check out the past month here on Mildly Interesting. So again, prepare to be underwhelmed by the time this video ends, but hopefully underwhelmed in a good way. So let's start off down here with, oh man, I wish I could be cool enough to have a quote of mine on the side of a subreddit. This is the best subreddit from H3H3. Dang, dude, maybe one day. All right, well, let's go with the algae on the moat looks like green concrete. That actually, it does. I think I'd be aware enough to not actually step on it, or would I? You know someone has stepped on that and fallen into the moat before. Maybe that's the whole point of it, though. It's like that's the best defense, is to get people to not realize it's actually a moat, so then they fall in, and then they're like, ah, shoot. We can't continue invading if we're all covered in green algae and stuff like that. All right, let's go home, guys. Not today. We're not going to be storming this castle. And then when the army retreats, then the people who live inside of the place, they change the color. And then when the army comes back, they're like, oh, okay, it's solid this time. And they keep falling for it over and over and over. And to this day, the castle still stands. This cloud looks like a shoulder. A shoulder. It does. I'm sick. A soldier shooting its gun. A gun. I can read. Reading is good. It kind of does. It looks like it's looks more like a futuristic soldier holding like a halo weapon, shooting like a pretty massive projectile. See, I can believe that it's not photoshopped, because it's not like perfect enough to where you're like, oh my god, that's no way, that couldn't be real. It's like, yeah, you use your imagination. It looks a bit like he even looks like he has like night vision goggles and maybe a helmet on or something of the sort. It's like RoboCop holding some kind of futuristic Spartan laser. That's what it looks like. It's a bit like a Spartan laser. Now everyone who is a big Halo player is like, no, not at all. You're out of your mind. Sorry. So I apologize if that it's, I can blame any out of whack things that I say on my, being sick for the past week. I'm totally loopy. My new phone charger cable has a smiley face on it, but the USB itself looks mildly displeased. You gotta wonder though, did the people who made the USB cable say, hey, this looks a bit like a face and it's not happy. Let's add a smiley face in order to counteract the indifference that's taking place on the metal part itself. Like, what came first? Was it the unhappy face or the smiley face? Or did they go into it being like, oh, let's put a smiley face on it? And then it just so happened the USB looked mildly unamused. That's kind of funny. This tree was struck by lightning 3 hours ago. Are we to believe this person? Was it actually 3 hours ago? Did they calculate the time? Did they say, okay, the tree just got hit by lightning, stopwatch, 3 hours later, all right, it's how long it took for me to get my camera. Now we're good. It's like he drove an hour and a half, got the camera, drove back an hour and a half, and now we're here. In fairness, I've actually seen some photos of trees that were struck by lightning before, and it is pretty cool. So I buy it. It looks like a blazing inferno. It opened up like a portal to hell. And if you stuck your hand in there, you would actually, you just get pulled in by some demon thing that lives in there. So I wouldn't recommend it. But still, it makes for a pretty cool photograph. How would it still be burning like 3 hours later? That's gnarly. These IKEA instructions actually told me to throw away 4 screws at the end. We just gave you these to see if you'd follow the instructions all the way through. Now that you've made it here and you're wondering what these 4 screws do, trash. You're done. It probably assumes that you lost a screw along the way, and so those are the spares. But then what happens if you get to the end and it's like, please throw away 4 screws, and you're like, shit, I only have 1. What am I going to do? I can't complete the instructions. It's incomplete. My trash is going to be incomplete. And you have to go back to the store. You have to be like, guys, it told me to throw 4 screws into the trash. I only have 1. I need 3 more because I need to throw them in the trash as well. Because it's not, my furniture isn't complete until I throw the screws in the trash. All right, please. It's very important. It's going to fall apart. They're all going to fall apart unless those screws go in the trash right now. That would actually be a funny video on YouTube, like a prank video. While not hugely into the prank videos, that would kind of be a funny prank video. You find these instructions and then you go back to IKEA and you're like, I only had 2 at the end. I kind of want to do that now. It's a totally harmless prank, which are the ones that I like, and would probably get a good reaction out of people. The simulated night sky on a red-eye flight. That's cool. It reminds me of the interior of a Rolls-Royce Dawn, because they have the like fiber optic LED lights and stuff like that. I don't know if you can light it up to be any color you want, but it's kind of similar in that respect. Also, I haven't been on an airplane in over a year now. If I do end up on one that's a red-eye flight, which sounds unpleasant, hopefully they do this. And then I can take a picture, and then I can make my own original content repost and get a lot of karma points. It would make the whole flight worth it for karma points. Very important. Mirage of coffee shop window makes it look like this car sells pies out of the boot. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. I like it. Someone should do that though. That would be a really cool like bakery installation. Well, actually, the problem is you would drive the car around and then it would just go everywhere. You go over a speed bump and all your stuff would hit the top shelf and then it bounced. It would, yeah, wouldn't work very well. What you'd have to do is the car would actually have to be permanently in place, and it wouldn't really be an operating car. It'd just be like a cool way to make it look like you're dispensing your baked items out of a car. But yeah, you know, it's a business idea. We're getting some business ideas out here, dude. Prank video ideas, business ideas. Wow, this is a productive video. Someone actually probably already does this. It's not like that far-fetched of an idea that no one would ever have done it before. And the Walgreens in my neighborhood used to be a bank, and they used their vault as their vitamin section. The vitamin vault. Wow, that's like real fancy right there. Jeez. I feel like this venue of a bank kind of got wasted on vitamins. You could have done something really cool with this. You could have made it some like really, I don't know, it could have been a really cool bar or lounge. Yeah, whatever. It's dedicated to health instead of destroying your health with alcohol. Fine. You could have made it a cool like gaming lounge, not a bar lounge. Okay? Now you're behind me on that, right? Like some sweet monitors up in there, some dim the lights a little bit, have some cool uplighting, the hue lights and things like that. But now it's vitamins, okay? It's just sells vitamins. It's a real upscale place to get your vitamins. You walk out and you feel like you're stealing vitamins. I'd be like really worried to walk out of the vault door with vitamins in my hands. I'd be like, oh God, am I gonna be arrested right now? Is the alarm gonna go off? Am I allowed to do this? There's no cashier in here. I don't know what to do. I wonder if their vitamin sales have gone up or down since starting this. Well, it's pretty cool nonetheless. I just feel like do some cooler stuff with it than put vitamins in there. The colony of sea life on a shoe. It looks like it's like that crab at the front is a hermit crab who has attempted to make this entire shoe his shell and is just completely stuck, can't move anymore. You see all the markings around the crab there on the sand. He's just struggling to walk away. It's like, I just found the most deluxe shell anyone's ever found ever, but I can't move now. I'm stuck here, but I refuse to detach myself because this is great. I found a mansion. Problem with mansions is it's really hard to just pick up and move. Damn it. And he's like, man, I just got all these decorations. I'm going to get the best mate ever. She's going to think that I am so suitable. It's not even funny. Just suitable as fork. And look at all these shells on my shell. God, I am so cool. Also can't move. My blind's acting as a camera obscura. Huh. That's pretty, you know what? It's something I've never actually looked into the physics behind, but why, if you stick a bunch of light through a little pinhole, it'll create the image that is on the other side. And that's how cameras work, obviously, but I've never looked into the science behind it. I don't know why. Seems like a sciencey thing that would be worth looking up. Yeah, but that's, if in case you're wondering, that's the cars on the street and the trees. That's the image outside. It's coming through a little hole and then it's making an image. But see, when you don't have the little hole, it's light. It's light until you put it through the little hole and then you get the image. And it's like, why is that a thing? That's why they tell you when the solar eclipse, you make a little hole in the cardboard box rather than looking directly at it. Another thing I've never gotten. Why is it like I can peer up at the sun real quickly and not go blind, but you can't peer up at an eclipse and not go blind? Like, does the sun get stronger? Another thing I'm sure I could look up. A house my girlfriend and I had a shower. A house my girlfriend and I looked at had a shower in the guest room. Oh, yeah, that's not normal. I thought it was like, yeah, no, it's usually often bedrooms do have bathrooms that have showers in them. No, it's just, who thought of that being a thing? Why? It just opens onto the floor, right? Like, you just, take the really wet door, just open it onto the wood floor, get that water all over the place, soak it into the seams in the wall. Oh, real nice. No sink nearby, just the shower, literally just the shower. No towel hooks, no nothing like that. I guess you hang the towel on the handle. It kind of reminds me of what's a more modern way to do this, which I still hate, is I've seen really expensive house listings in LA that have the bathroom in the master bedroom just there. There's no separation. It's just like, here's your bed, you walk a few feet, and it's just, here's all your bathroom. I don't want that. I want a door. I want it to be a different room. I keep the door open, but I want the option to close the door. I don't just want one big room with my bed and my toilet. I don't want that. Why do you do that? Who thought that was a good idea? It's not. Just stop doing that. LA home designers, don't. It's just weird. Because it's like the really nice houses otherwise, but then they have that. I'm like, no, don't. My hotel room number is created by a shadow. Huh, hey, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty nifty thing. It kind of reminds me of that post that we saw the other day where the dude had the inverted room number, except that was for his actual apartment. It looks kind of cool. I guess it doubles as like a coat hanger. You can hang a coat on it, and then whenever anyone's visiting, they won't be able to find your room. Sounds like a plan to me. It's a way to stop solicitors or people looking for you. If you're ever going to get served legal papers, just drape a coat hook over your room number. Drape a coat over your room number and you'll be safe. They'll never find you. It's really there for privacy. This plastic mailbox melted due to the heat in Mesa, Arizona. I don't know how close Mesa, Arizona is to Phoenix, Arizona, but I do know from King of the Hill that Phoenix, Arizona is a monument to man's arrogance. And I've also seen every summer there are articles about it's too goddamn hot in Phoenix. And I'm like, yeah, it's always, every year, it's way too goddamn hot in Phoenix. Like 120 degrees or something ridiculous as Fahrenheit. It's, I don't know, like 50-something Celsius, 45 degrees Celsius or something like that. And it's like, yes, it's too hot. I don't know why. I don't know what you're doing there. Sorry, if you're like a proud Phoenician, is that what you'd be? From Phoenix, you're a Phoenician. If you are a very proud Phoenician watching this, I apologize to insult the land of your heritage, but that's too goddamn hot. I'm not about that. If it is melting your mailbox, which this is another city, maybe Mesa gets hotter than Phoenix, in which case this is also a monument to man's arrogance. Your mailbox should not melt wherever you're living. No. Stop it. This mattress looks like an ice cream sandwich. It does. It really does. I wonder if it could have been modeled after an ice cream sandwich, honestly. Like, how can we make our mattress more interesting? Mattresses aren't really that interesting. Let's make it look like an ice cream sandwich. I mean, the patterns kind of match up already. Let's just color it right. Yeah, tasty, eye-catching. Now I want ice cream. I've actually been trying this ice cream that's like super low calorie, and it's like 1 pint of it is a quarter of what you get out of a normal pint of ice cream, and it actually tastes good. It's pretty cool. And everyone who's watching this who's like too young to care about calories, you're like, I don't care, because I never paid attention to calories until more recently. Like growing up, I literally never looked at any label ever, and it was fine. And then everyone was like, no, one day you'll actually have to look at that stuff. I was like, nah. And now I do. I'm boring. Okay, at this airport, they have a machine that will print off free short stories for you to read while you wait. Short story dispenser. Select your reading time, then it just goes. I guess that's mildly interesting. I also guess like it's a very expensive way to dispense stories when everyone in the world has smartphones now and can just go on the internet, and if they really want to kill time with a short story, they could probably just like Google short story and something would come up. This probably cost like, a few $1 million to the taxpayers to generate. Okay, sorry, I'm ruining this. I really am. I'm ruining this for everyone, and that was not my intention. It's cool. I want to go to this airport. And I don't know where, is it in France? Salle de Attente Toilettes? Not only am I ruining this with the tax dollar thing, but I'm also ruining the words on the sign. Just going to stop while I'm ahead. Even though the story is in English, time to go home. I'm already home. The mirror in my hotel in Japan has a heated part that won't steam up after a shower. That's brilliant. That's really brilliant. If only every mirror had that, ever. Because I want to be vain and narcissistic and look at myself after I've just showered. But I can't because I don't want to streak up the mirror. I want to like do that. And then it has a bunch of streaks on it when it finally does all dry up. Actually, it's never been that big of a deal for me, honestly. But it's still kind of cool. It's cool enough to be mildly interesting. But yeah, if I'll be honest, because I don't want you to take that seriously. I'm not like that consumed with myself that I need to look at myself in the mirror immediately after I shower. In fact, I think I look pretty goofy when I have really wet hair, so I don't want to look at myself then. So I'll wait. I'll dry my hair out, and then we'll be good. And then I'll be like, all right, you're less goofy now. That's better. Okay. Well, that's it for this month on Mildly Interesting. Mirrors being the most interesting, the most mildly interesting. Would you call it the most interesting thing, or would you call it the most... Like, what does it mean to be on the top of mildly interesting? Like, it can't be boring, but it also can't be too interesting. It's like the most medium. It's the most medium thing that has existed in the past month. Everything on either side was either too interesting or too not. This was just right. This was the Goldilocks post. Well, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like if you liked. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more Reddit videos and things of that nature. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to listen to music on the Marin Music channel, it's playing right now. Link in the outro and all that stuff. All right, I'll see you next time.